And that's how you beat the abbot with the +1 shuriken. Hey y'all, getting started in just a second here. See, it looks like we're going on Twitch, and we are live on YouTube. Yep, there we go. Seeing the video now. Alright. Hello and welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream here on twitch.tv/DDOstream and youtube.com/DungeonsandDragons/live. I am DDO Community Manager Cordovan. Thank you very much for being on the show, joining us as well in our chat room. We'd love to get your questions. We can't promise an answer, but I can promise I will at least try. Also, if you'd like to hit that follow button, you can find out when we are going live with shows just like this one. And we do have shows Sunday to Sunday on twitch.tv/DDOstream. Alright, this week we are on Arganesson, week 2 of 2. I'm on my level 5, probably soon to be level 6 Barbarian. And we're going to be running the first Necropolis chain. Got a nice full group, so if you guys are ready, why don't we give this a shot. The bonus this week, because I know that's usually one of the first questions we get, is going to be double daily dice. So, what do you think? Hard? Elite? Do we want to try Elite?
Well, we didn't die last week.
Good point. We'll have to make up for it this week. So double daily dice, so save those free gold rolls until at least tomorrow, probably somewhere around noon Eastern time frame. Let me check the chat real quick. What is the new Monster Manual 1 from the DDO store? Oh, that's a behind-the-scenes thing we're doing to... I think it allows customer service to grant the first monster manual in the rare case that someone isn't getting auto-granted one when they upgrade to, or when they drop down from VIP to premium. We ran into like a customer service issue with that last week, and so I think that that's all that is. This is just a way to sort of be able to grant it behind the scenes. So basically, it's not much of anything, but I do remember seeing email chain about that, so I think that that's what that's about. So if you haven't yet been on the forums, we did a massive info dump yesterday of all sorts of Update 29 information. We have new legendary feats, new general epic feats, new... it's all sorts of stuff. So all sorts of new feats and things like that. We also announced our XP curve for level 30. Basically what we're doing is we're flattening it out. Going to be doing 825,000 XP per level, and it's going to be a flat, every level is 825,000 XP, 21 to 30. So the overall XP that is required does go up a little bit for levels 29 and 30, but is significantly less than it would have been had we continued the curve that we had set previously for levels 21 to 28. So, we are still taking feedback on that, so if you do have an opinion, please let us know about it. I know we've been getting, quite a few opinions on it already, and we really do appreciate that. It's good stuff to be able to get. ETA on Lamania is, we'll let you know. It could be as soon as tomorrow, but that's not guaranteed. Depends on how things go today. I'm pretty sure our QA folks are going to be doing some checking of the current build today. And if everything works out, then we'll be going live with Lamania tomorrow. But stay tuned. We'll let you know as soon as it's available. It's possible that we're going to be able to let you do a character transfer a little bit early as well, character copy, I should say, to Lamania. We want to test out the ability to, say, do a reincarnation at level 28, put the build to level 30, and then see what happens when you do that build. Or when you log in with that. So you should be just fine. And we're just going to double check to make sure that's the case. So part of that process is we're going to wipe the servers, and then we're going to, I think, allow character copy early. So that could be as soon as today, but we'll announce this stuff as soon as we know more. So just stay tuned to social media or the forums, and we'll have that information for you as soon as we can. What are we testing in the next Lamania build? It is going to be the level cap increase to 30. That one is a known. We're going to have the new feats available to at least look at. I don't know all of them. Some of them might be a little bit on the buggy side, but they're going to at least be able to be looked at, and most of them will be able to be taken as well. We're going to have Epic Tempest Spine and Epic Hound of Zoriet. Although, again, some of the statting and that. This is a particularly early build on Lamania, so like our typical early builds on Lamania, they need a little bit of work. We'll be iterating on it in the coming days. Or coming weeks, rather. So. So anyway, we'll let you know, because it depends on what the QA look-see turns up today on the build that we built overnight. But assuming that goes well, we'll go live on Lamania tomorrow. Let's see. Titan asks, what was up with today's maintenance? What did we, quote, fix? We didn't fix anything. As we stated on the forums, it was a global downtime for all of Turbine's games. In fact, many of Warner Brothers games. And it had to do with basically maintenance on our login and authentication system. So, pretty boring stuff. But that's what was going on today. So, if that's of particular interest to you, then hey. That's what we were doing. Oops. There, I'm afeared. Ah. No. So yeah, it was basically a real dull maintenance, but these things have to be done too. Can't all be exciting new raids and feats. Oscar581 has an idea. Why would I not stand in a trap while I read it? For a community event, community created hireling. Have the community create an NPC hireling. Any level, any race, class, and the 4 powers on the bar. Turbine takes like top 12, then weekly they are pitted head to head in a bracketed competition based on votes. So they wouldn't technically be hirelings, they would be character-created things that people would PvP off? Or are you thinking some kind of automated system where we are able to pit hirelings against each other? That would be a not insignificant amount of dev work. But, you know, could theoretically be possible. I don't know the heck? There we go. Sorry. Something in the background was loading a video. Great. Mesrim says, did I read that thread about cursed feats? Yes, I did. I think in general, someone on that forum thread had said in particular something which we too have found true, which is players tend to not choose things that give them a disadvantage, even if it offers them an advantage. For example, in random loot right now, you can find cursed items. What those allow you to do is get bigger bonuses at lower levels, but then you also suffer a penalty to either strength. Generally, it's a stat of some kind. And what we've found historically is that players are unwilling to take those items, regardless of the benefit, because they don't want to deal with a curse. So, I think the same might apply to a feat. If we were to offer a cursed feat, I think what we'd end up having would be probably people wouldn't take it, unless the curse was essentially so minor that it didn't matter, in which case then we'd have to be careful because we'd be essentially handing out power. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to say probably not on that one. But I suppose if you know, I mean, anything's possible. But in general, we don't. You know, we'll see that too sometimes on the enhancement tree, right? Some of the enhancements will cause some kind of penalty to something or other. And the typical feedback we get from the community is that thing's worthless. How come it sucks so bad? You know? And so we wouldn't want to. In general, it's not worth the time to do that stuff. Because they are not desirable nor taken. Any word on Kenneth crafting updates? No. We're still hoping to get it in for update 29. It's possible it could slip into a patch after update 29. We'll have to see how things go in the coming weeks. You know, we're rushing full speed ahead here on getting update 29 out as soon as we can, and we have a lot of work to do, so we'll see. But it's still on the agenda, still something we're hoping to do. First up is working on the random loot system, and then the next step will be basically working on Kenneth crafting. But the guy who's doing the random loot is the same guy who'd be doing Kenneth crafting. And right now he's still full-time on random loot. Technical 13, I don't yet know about how last night's build went. I haven't checked in with QA on it. You know, we had the maintenance this morning, so my guess is that would be something we'll learn more about this afternoon. Ackman Bless says, will exploit builds be fixed with this update? Do you have a specific exploit build that you're talking about? In general, we do try to fix exploits when we can. I know that we're aware, we've stated on the forums that the sort of ability to stack various weapon fighting feats on the druid is not working as intended. So if that's what you're talking about, that will be fixed soon. And the tree build thing, you mean about the monk animation? Yeah. I don't know that it's a huge priority, but yeah. I mean, we're going to be fixing that stuff when we can. But generally, if your build relies on broken mechanics that you know should not be working as intended, I wouldn't get too attached to them. Do I know if the new store is missing adventure packs? It should not be missing adventure packs. Why? Are you seeing something I'm not? Do we know if all adventure packs are still available in the DDO store? Yes, they should be. The only ones that will not be available are the bundles. That would be, say, the Menace of the Underdark and Shadowfell Conspiracy ones, and that's because bundles are not currently supported. That's something we've said that we are planning to work on soon. Can we give Greater Ruin, which is one of the new feats that you can acquire at level 30, a saving throw? It's something we could consider. Is there a particular reason you want a saving throw in Greater Ruin? Oh, because it's just too OP? Alright, well, take it under advisement. I mean, you know, it should be noted that all these feats that were listed yesterday on the forums are sort of a first pass on it, right? So they will change like usual over the course of development. Nothing is set in stone. But then again, it's possible that that's largely what they'll be. So far, the feedback has been, overall, seems to be pretty positive on the new feats and such. Yep. Really? My inventory size? Oh, that's why. Whatever. We should make damage metamagics work on it if they make a saving throw. Black Friday details? Fuke Pony asks. I would say that that's coming soon. Not yet ready to announce them. High Road of Shadows. The quest giver had a red cup over their head, but when you click on the Slayer area, it takes you to the store but does not show you the High Road of Shadows adventure pack. That may be a situation where it's not linking correctly in the new DDO store. If you search for High Road in the new DDO store, you should be able to find it. If you don't, then that's something else that we'd need to work on behind the scenes here. Yeah, I'm not sure that we'd want to do a saving throw on Greater Ruin. I mean, I appreciate that some people feel it's overpowered. I mean, I guess if ultimately it is unbalancing, you know, we'll know that soon enough, and we could always adjust as necessary. But I don't know that I expect it to be that OP. Not at level 30. Yay! I knew that. Yeah, I did that on purpose, Mr. Pony. Oscar581 says, so there is a feint attack feat. What about an intimidating attack feat? An attack feat that activates a quick intimidate. That's something we could consider. Adding a DC makes it useless to direct damage builds. Where this feat is for, in my opinion, DC casters will be taking the DC feat, so I certainly think that's true. I think, you know, we just recently had a thread on the forums that we've been keeping a close eye on, which talks about DC casting and Epic Elite, and that's something that we've been getting a lot of interesting opinion on. It's been really good, a good productive thread. It's something we've been keeping an eye on. I think we are going to be increasing the possible DCs available at the high end of the game, probably somewhere between 6 and 10 with these new feats going up to level 30. So we'll have to see what kind of impact that has on DC caster effectiveness, which largely translates into the way people see it, which is insta-kill effectiveness. I don't think most DC casters consider themselves to be debuffers. There's a question about legendary green steel, what it's going to have for minimum levels. No, we're not ready to talk about that stuff yet, but I know we have a thread coming soon on legendary green steel, and we'll be able to talk more about it then. So are level 30 players going to have 10 epic levels, or what is the plan to grant levels 29 and 30? Yes, there will be 10 epic levels, each one of them costing 825,000 to achieve. And you can see a thread on that right now that got posted on the DDO forums yesterday that'll outline a lot of what's going on. So you'll get levels 29 and 30, and along with that you'll have new feats, and then at level 30 you'll pick a legendary feat. And that legendary feat will give you all sorts of different kinds of bonuses based on whatever it is you're looking for. Someone says, I feel debuffing should be necessary in Epic Elite, even for maxed DC casters. Yep. I would say that, I mean, it's tricky, right? If you basically base your build on a binary, did you kill it, did you not kill it, then your measure of effectiveness tends to be what percentage of things did you instantly kill. Unfortunately, in a game where you're looking at scaling hit points and that kind of binary sort of result makes it fairly difficult to find good balance between that and, say, melee and other sort of forms of combat. I think at various times over the DDo's history, we've swung one way, swung the other. I mean, I remember the days when basically DDO was a bit of a Whale of the Banshee fest. And that's certainly not the case nowadays on Epic Elite content. At the same time, though, we don't want casters, Epic Elite casters, those who have spent a lot of their build time and energy maximizing every last point of DC to feel like it hasn't paid off for them. So to the extent that it's sort of hitting the unfun button when they feel they're not being effective enough in Epic Elite, that's something we want to address. But we have to be careful when we do that too, because the more we scale up the possible DC, the more we can cause a swing back to sort of DC being the primary method of killing in the game, and we wouldn't want that either. So it's a tricky wicket, but something we are consistently working for. I recognize that some folks feel we have not achieved that, and that maybe we're actually a little behind the curve on that. Yeah, thanks, Chai. I appreciate it. It's a tough subject. I don't know. I mean, the other thing is, on that thread, for example, we saw people saying on Epic Elite, max endgame characters and such, I should be able to insta-kill low fortification or low saving throw mobs 95% of the time. Basically meaning they only instantly die if they roll a 20 on their saving throw. And then that would scale down based on public perception as to the medium saving throw mobs and high saving throw mobs. And that's all separate from the discussion about the number of red names mobs that are available in the game. But I think if we were, it's important to remember that if you have a 95% effective rate in Epic Elite level 30 content, well, what does that mean for, say, hard content at level 28, level 26, level 22? How do you scale that in a way that is meaningful, etc., etc.? So I think some of the people in that thread have particularly focused on endgame casting because they are sitting at the endgame and wanting to increase effectiveness there, and that's not at all a bad thought to have. But I still think it's something that, doesn't mean we should just automatically say, okay, 95% of the time you kill everything. Because there are some problems with that. I don't know. It's tricky. I don't have the answer. But I do like that thread a lot, and I know that Varguil, Steelstar, Cookie Kobold, Severlin, we've been reading that thread, so keep it coming. Keep it coming. It's a great discussion. Gnomish House Civis coming with gnomes? Good question. I don't know. I don't think the current plan is to debut a new house, but whether we can find some lore ties or what have you to House Civis, potentially. Oh no! Someone heal Chai! There you go. Is the, quote, tree build with cleaves and such considered an exploit? It gets a little tricky. It is certainly not working as intended. But is that something, say, that we're going to ban someone for doing? There's sort of a scale there. I would say don't expect it to stick around. Bonk. I'd be curious to see, one of the assumptions in that TCEE casting thread is that melee at endgame, currently level 28 on Epic Elite, are, quote, insta-killing mobs in 1 or 2 hits. I don't know that that's certainly not my experience, but I'm curious how often as a melee character you are killing a mob in 1 hit on Epic Elite. If that's you, I'd love to hear about it. Skunk City says, we should all check Ed Greenwood out on Twitter. He's really active and is always in the midst of some cool project. I agree. Ed Greenwood's got a great Twitter account. And Jaren Aron says, quick question concerning legendary feats. Several add damage to weapons that scale with spell power. Wouldn't melee or ranged power make more sense? I would need to talk to Steelstar in regard to his intention there. It could be that his intention is to find weapons that would be attractive to caster types, but I don't know. I don't know. On the surface, yeah, I think you're right, but I'm not sure what the design intention is there. I would need to look that up or talk to him about it. Titan says, Jerry, are warlocks done getting nerfed? I don't have an answer for you there either. We leave open the option of continually making adjustments on builds that need it. And if they don't need it, then we will not. So can I make a blanket promise that we will never, make any adjustment to warlocks ever again? No. Can I say that we don't have any plans to do anything for update 29? Yeah. At least not that I've heard. And Gemini166 says, I am kinda digging the planar theme for these legendary feats, but it seems like most of them are casting oriented. That's some feedback that I know I saw yesterday as well. I think that's something we'll have to sort of take a look at that feedback and see what if anything we plan to do about it. I know that there are certainly some that affect your I need to look. There's a couple of them that are for melee. Alright. Oh, give me a gnome where the beholders roam, and my gear is always in play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the nerfs will always go away. Let's see. Technical 13 says, how does the epic quiver of alacrity minus 50 concentration penalty get applied? Is it a competence bonus, an enchantment bonus, or untyped? I don't know. Sorry about that. I would have to ask. I'm thinking it's untyped, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Gemini, you might be onto something with that comment. Confucius says, with an increase in red-named mobs and higher-level quests, are we going to get anything the red names are not immune to? That's always an ongoing discussion as well. I mean, they're red named for a reason, right? But, that said, again, we don't want people to feel like they're not having any fun.
You feel intense cold radiating from as the flames from the current subside. The surrounding doors slide open. More books line. A rune-scarred skull is mounted above the doorway.
Is Reaper mode coming in update 29? No. Can say that one for sure. Reaper mode is a ways off yet. Titan asks, have the devs seen that one thread on the Lamania forums about an Eldritch Knight rework? Probably. We see just about every thread on the forums. Actually, we do see every thread on the forums, because we hit those threads just like you guys do. I don't have any comment about a revamp of Eldritch Knight, though. Sorry. Oscar581 says, in the 12 there is a far shifter that sends you to Amrath and Shavrath, but he offers 2 other planes of existence. I already know the question. When are we getting those planes? No time soon. I don't know if they'll ever be fleshed out. It's a good question. I don't know. I don't think we have any... Get to echo someone saying that in chat. We don't have any immediate plans for it. Never say never on anything, but I don't think so. Not anytime soon, anyway. I am actually curious. That's before my time that those text options were included. I'm not quite sure what the dealio is with them. You know, what their purpose was. Where are the DDO Beanie Babies already? I don't know. Are Beanie Babies still a thing? People still do Beanie Babies? I thought that was pretty much done. I do a lot of flea marketing. I see Beanie Babies pretty much being sold for a dime nowadays. If the Master of Knowledge feat is too powerful, then, you know, like anything, we'll consider adjusting it. You know, we want to see how it looks on Lamania here first. My understanding, I'd need to look up that feat, but isn't that just a temporary bonus rather than, say, a permanent one? I know that we've been seeing some feedback that, given the time it is active, it may be similar to the Magister one, which is some people feel is not worth taking. So, I don't know. Clearly you feel differently. You're not wrong, maybe. We'll have to see. The DDO Beanie Babies are in Delure, which can be accessed by the NPC from the Tower of the 12. Kidding. RD2 Play says, any chance to get a Fernia-style summer event, like the Rezia winter event? That's been a long discussed possibility, but we don't... I don't think so. No time soon, anyway. Will feats that ignore caster levels work on SLAs too? I don't know, but I'm going to try to find an answer to that today. I've been seeing that feedback on the forums as well, and I don't have an immediate answer for you, but I'm curious. More cowbell? Can always have more cowbell. Can never have too much. Wonder if Favored Soul's gonna get an SLA too. They're the only casters in the game with no SLA. Interesting. Is that true? Favored Souls could use a healing spec enhancement tree. Agree. That would be nice. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Technically, Favored Souls do get an SLA as their level 20 capstone, and depending on how you want to count it, really the Favored Soul wings are sort of an SLA in some ways. But then also, isn't Exalted Angel largely the Favored Soul tree? Doesn't Exalted Angel have an SLA in it? Or am I wrong? I can't remember. I need to look it up now. Wild Mage would be pretty neat. Yeah. Yes, the amount of wouldn't it be cool ifs is sort of never ending, isn't it? But I've been playing in my pen and paper group. I've been playing a sorcerer that's got wild magic. It's pretty cool, like Tides of Chaos and all that. And I dig it. Your fireball could turn into a shower of flowers. You know, we actually do have. Is it? I can't remember which one of the. Is it a legendary feat or is it one of the other feats, the Destiny feats, that sort of has a rotating effect of things on it, and one of them is basically a sparkly effect for a minute.
The north fade.
I know I'm playing 5th edition in this campaign. Weekend bonus is double daily dice. You know, actually, I need to sell real quick here. But you know, why don't we just tear through this 4th quest? It should be fine. I'll just go without inventory. Okay. Only 3. I know. Yeah. This character, like I say, I really haven't. I need to spend some time actually working on bags and equipment and all that sort of thing. I've just been sort of zooming through this guy without actually paying much attention to sort of his inventory or gear or anything, because, you know, I'm only level 5, just now level 6. You can pretty much bang through those first few levels with just about anything. Is there any chance that the mysterious remnant vendor could offer a discount, essentially, on items? I suppose it's theoretically possible. What we would have to do is basically do a code... Well, see, I don't think we can adjust that stuff on the fly, so what we'd have to do is, say, adjust the prices during a downtime, like during a build, and then do another build a couple weeks later with a different pricing. So theoretically possible, but I don't think... I think the easier way to do that would be to increase the drop rate so that the acquisition is easier to get. Which you're then, you know, essentially decreasing the cost. No, I don't know of any plans to increase the packed choices for warlocks. My jump is too poor. Oh well. Jump, jump. Alright, I got the door open. Yeah, I mean, I'd never say never on this stuff. I just don't know of any immediate plans to do it. We have other priorities first, I think. Alright. And check the chat. Your barbarian is about to die. No, I'm doing alright. I had 47 hit points left. I died once today because of a noob trap mistake, and then I died once because I was held and killed. So overall, you know, I'm gonna say it was a pretty good run. Oh. When can we expect the ability to slot rings or
Third time of the
trinkets
turn.
into armor, shields, or weapons? I don't know of any plans to do that. How is the random loot pass coming along? Pretty good. I expect that we'll see that not on this first Lamania preview, but on one of these subsequent ones. Yes, Azure Dragonus, we are currently planning to have Mortal Fear not function in legendary content. No, we're still having that debate, but that is the current plan, yes. When are hand wraps going to be weapons? Hopefully, it's something we'd like to get to next year. Yeah, let me pop over to YouTube and see what they got going on. Alan C, hey, how you doing? Let's see. He wants Divines to have a better turn undead in the new feat list. I know that that's something I saw on the forums as well. If the XP curve is going to be flat, then will levels be reset after update 29? You will not lose your level, nor the amount of experience you've gained. So it's going to be very similar to the way we did it back in the heroic levels when we went from 18 to 20. So let's say you're level 26, and under the new conditions you would be a different level. You're going to still have the same experience and still keep that level, and then to progress to level 27 you'll need the new level 27 XP threshold. So in some cases that means you may need to have a little bit more XP than you did in the past, but for the most part it's not a significant change there. One-hitters are very few, far between on Epic Hard Quest, much less Epic Elite. That's been my experience as well. Woot woot. Let's see, do I actually have a stone? I do not. Actually, I'll get 3. Hang on, Ukrainians, I'm gonna get you up. Very cool. Alright, thanks everyone. Getting XP well. Oh yes, I did pike that last one. Yes, you're right. Thanks, Fook Pony. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got a face for radio too. What can I say? I've been a radio guy since I was 15. Yes, we will have the new levels in for the first preview of Lamania here. So you'll be able to see the impact on that, hopefully as soon as this week. Stay tuned, Azure Dragonus. When that information is available, it'll be in the release notes. Don't know what the exact timetable is on that, though. You know, we've talked about it, I guess, geez, was it last year even at this time that we talked about a user interface overhaul, but that's going to be a huge amount of work if we ever do it. Any anniversary information? I can't really leak any of that stuff yet, but I've been having quite a few meetings about it, so we got some big stuff planned. Yep. Alright, that's going to do it with the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream. Thank you very much for watching. You can find us every Wednesday starting at noon Eastern on twitch.tv/DDOstream and youtube.com/DungeonsandDragons/live. We do archive these shows afterwards as well. on both Twitch and YouTube, so you can find it there. Of course, go to DDO.com for all your DDO information. Thanks, Ukrainian Sunlover, Chai, Wargarble, and Caesar for joining me this week. I will get you guys a Turbine Point code in the in-game mail system a little bit later on this afternoon, perhaps as late as tomorrow morning, but hopefully today. And just stay tuned in our chat room, too. We are going to be doing our Turbine Point giveaway. Later on this afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern, is DDO as She Is Played. And we also have Pikers Anonymous going on Friday night. I believe we have got the Bitsy and Matson show on Saturday. That'll be around 9 o'clock Eastern. And Sunday, perhaps Titan will be streaming as well. I'll be back on Friday at 4 o'clock for Fridays at 4. Until then, see you guys soon.